I had it loaded. I had it in my mouth. I was gonna blow the top of my head off. That's how I felt. 50 caliber rifle, black powder. You know, imagine what that would have done to me. They were investigating a homicide that didn't happen. They assumed it was the horse that killed Mr. Hands. They assumed that. It doesn't show anything. All it shows is a horse doing something.
Is that your horse?
In their mind, they don't care whether it's a filly underneath them or a human. You've got something like a male animal. Pretty much our purpose on this earth is to procreate. I don't mean to sound detrimental to males, but we're here to pass the seed along that keeps generations going. So there's always that drive.
There are some nutcases in that jail.
Get out of my head! Get out of
You're dealing with some very strange mentality. And they have one guy over there that just thinks it's kind of fun to going around instigating fights. I got a couple friends, we're gonna blow a hole in the wall. Jesus, this is nuts. I'm stuck with all these guys in here. Finally, they took me upstairs and said, okay, this is this and this and this and this. And we already know about that, and this and this and this. Sign here. No. What you've been hearing is not exactly true. We were basically gone for the weekend. We were not expecting Mr. Hands to make an appearance at all.
Every time he came out to the house, it was always about the son. How he's coming along in school, his writing was getting better. This went on for hours. Oh yeah, he loved his boy. That was one of the things he was setting up the house for, is for her to come back and live with him so he could be closer to his son.
He was losing blood into his abdominal cavity. You can have an injury like that and be bleeding to death internally and not really feel it. I don't know if he really understood that what had happened was something that was killing him.
He thought that getting married and having kids and the rest of stuff was going to be the greatest thing in his life, and that didn't turn out as great. Some of the different relationships he's had, just close friends. Others that went further than that. Some of those didn't turn out so good, so in a way, coming to the ranch was, I don't have to impress anybody. I don't have to really deal with relationships.
His family had commented to me that they were shocked when he called and said, I bought a horse. They didn't want to go onto the property because they didn't want to have anything to do with people that were involved. But from an estate point of view, they had these animals that had to be dealt with.
The sheriff gave me 7 days to get out. I already gave my minis away. I took my bulls to the auction, and all I had left was Gavilar and Strut.
The brother, the father, and I all met in the station, and the police led us out to the property. We pulled up into the yard, and the police chief drove on. And that's when I really realized that he wasn't going to come in with us. This guy came out, and it was extremely obvious that he was very deeply involved. The brother just kept saying, keep me away from this guy. Just keep me away from this guy. He struck us as a child molester type, just a really creepy kind of guy. So I said, we've come to pick up 1 or 2 horses. Where are they? At the time, I thought, I can't think through this right now. So I just turned on my internal camera, my head cam. What does that look like? And what's this barn look like? And what's this area look like? He kept saying, I'm all torn up over this. I'm just all torn up over this. And it was just so not real. And then he pointed to the ceiling, and there was a kind of a rope thing with a small noose looking thing at the end of this rope. And he said this is where he would work the horse. And I thought, well, what do you mean? Work a horse?
That rope is a training tool. It's called a high tie. And what he'd do is he'd tie the horse lead rope to that. And the horse could go around in the pen, but he couldn't get out. He was teaching himself how to ride.
Stallions can be very dangerous. We didn't know what his interaction had been with humans. I just spoke quietly to him. I probably said things like, oh, you're a pretty boy. It's a beautiful day.
Well, my impression of Jenny is that she doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to a horse. period. She comes across as being a person that knows everything there is about horses, but to me, she doesn't know anything about them at all.